Welcome to Ideal Reader Books YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm going to summarize the book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is one of the highly recommended book on personal finance of all time. Introduction. Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the most influential and best-selling books that played an important role in financial industry, is written by the famous Robert Kiyosaki, who stresses on the importance of financial education through the book. The book is New York Times bestseller and sold over 40 million copies worldwide. Table of content. Lesson number 1. The rich don't work for money. Lesson number 2. Why teach financial literacy? Lesson number 3. Mind your own business. Lesson number 4. The history of taxes and power of corporation. Lesson number 5. The rich invent money. Lesson number 6. Work to learn, don't work for money. Lesson number 1. Rich don't work for money. There is a difference between being poor and being broke. Broke is temporary, poor is internal. Money comes and goes, but if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over it and can begin building wealth. People's lives are forever controlled by two emotions, fear and greed. So many people say, "Oh, I am not interested in money," yet they will work at a job for 8 hours a day. Opportunities come and go in life, and rich recognize them and grab them. But poor ignore the opportunities because they are too busy seeking money and security. Lesson number 2. Why teach financial literacy? You must know the difference between an asset and a liability, and by assets. An asset puts money in your pocket, a liability takes money out of your pocket. The author shows a diagram to easily differentiate asset and liabilities. The rich continue to get rich because they purchase asset and keep their liabilities to a bare minimum. Poor remain poor because they do the opposite and pile up their liabilities. To understand, it is not how much you make, but how much you can keep that truly makes you rich. Lesson number 3. Mind your own business. Kiyosaki says that one should mind their own business because if they want to become financially free, they should not mind their employer business because it is not their business. Instead, they should strive for a way to become their own boss and build their own business. In this paragraph, author says it highly emphasis on the employee who work in the business. In the business, employees should focus on themselves. They should develop the skill. They should work on themselves. Another paragraph is keep expense low, reduce liabilities, and diligently build a base of solid assets. According to him, anything with value that is able to bring in cash flow is considered an asset. For example, stocks, bonds, income producing real estate, mutual funds, royalties, notes, etc. Lesson number 4. The history of taxes and power of corporation. Robert Kiyosaki explained how the poor let big corporations manipulate them, while the rich use big corporations to protect and enhance their assets. If you work for money, you give the power to your employer. If money works for you, you keep the power and control it. For instance, the rich have the advantage of using corporate to earn money, spend everything it can, and only be taxed on anything that is left. The author also recommends one to develop their financial IQ by gaining knowledge about investing, accounting, law, and understanding the market. Lesson number 5. The rich invent money. Robert Kiyosaki writes that each person is born with talent, but the talent is suppressed because of fear and self-doubt. He also says that it is not necessarily the smart person who gets ahead, but the bold and adventurous. The single most powerful asset we all have is our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth. People do not get ahead financially even when they have a lot of money because they fail to tap into opportunities and are afraid to take the risks. Most of these people just sit around and wait for the opportunities to come to them. Lesson number 6: Work to learn, don't work for money. In this chapter, the author discusses the skills an individual needs to develop financial success in life. He gives an example of a woman who had a master's degree in English literature but is offended when the author suggests her learn to sell and direct marketing. The most specialized skills are sales and marketing. Education is more valuable than money in the long run. Kiyosaki says that if someone wants to get rich, he must learn how to manage his cash flow, how to manage people, and how to manage system. And this is why selling and marketing is an important part of financial education. He also mentions that communication skill is another important skill to acquire to be financially successful in life. Thank you.